Michael Carter-Williams, welcome to the job interview.
How you doing?
Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You are a quote-unquote tall point guard.
I love big guards. They were
Tall
extinct.
point guards. Phil Jackson loves the tall point
Yes,
guards.
indeed.
Who is your, what NBA player do you compare yourself to?
Deron Williams, he's a big point guard, so him and Rondo, I like his game a lot. So,
Ooh.
And Jason Kidd's a person that I really tried to model my game after. He plays defensively very hard, and he passes the ball well, and he's just all around good player.
So two of those three guys fill the box score.
Yeah.
They don't just get the 14 and 8 or the 20 and 7, but they also get 5-6 rebounds.
Yeah.
So you feel like you can do that at the pro level?
Yes. Yeah.
Jalen, you
That
agree
was
with
going to be my question. Jason Kidd, Rajon Rondo are players that dominate the game a lot of times without scoring. Just talk about that versatility that you want to bring to the table.
Yeah, and I think that was something I was able to do, at the college level. Dominate the game. Not necessarily putting up points. If it's getting steals and getting big rebounds or deflection, I was able to do that at the college level, and I think my game can transition into the pro level.
One of the things that Syracuse players have had to deal with, if you go to a program that plays zone, people figure, can you come to the NBA and play man-to-man defense? Will it translate?
Yeah.
Can you talk about your game and how you're going to still be able to be competitive defensively?
Yeah. I think I take a lot of pride in defense, and going to Syracuse, this is the first time I played the zone. Growing up, and I always played man. My AAU team played man, so and it has a lot of man-to-man principles, and we played man-to-man practice all the time. And I think last year playing against the Dion Waiters in practices and Scoop and Brandon really helped me in my man-to-man defense, playing against strong, big, tough guards. It's something I take pride in, and something I think I can excel in.
Your freshman year, you were struggling to get playing time. You were thinking about transferring a little bit. What made you decide to stay at Syracuse?
During the year it was real tough, and I knew that would be the hardest part. If I could get through the year and then have the next year come up, which was this past season, I knew I'd be able to play well and showcase my talent out on the floor. It was just that first year, which was real tough for me, but it really motivated me to get better each and every day. Really made me a better player.
Talk about the process of you losing your final game until deciding, I'm ready to go to the next level.
Once we lost that game, it was real disappointing, especially because, of course, we thought we could have won the game, and it had to be a quick transition. I had to discuss with my family, what's best for me, and I thought I had a good chance of getting to a good spot and going pretty high in the draft. So so I took that chance, and I sat down with my coaches, and they thought it was best for me too, even though they didn't want me to leave.
There's a part of your game, as you talk, dominating without scoring, and then there's going to be phases of your game where you're going to have to learn to play off the ball as well.
Yes.
So talk about that development.
Again, at a young age, I played mostly shooting guard, So, and, growing up, I always liked to score the ball and doing those types of things. So, this year I could have been more aggressive, I think, and, in terms of scoring the ball, and that's something that I'm going to have to do at the next level, just because I am a tall guard and I will be playing probably some off guard. So being assertive in the game and picking my poison when to pass, when to shoot is something that, I've really been trying to learn and watching tapes of the games and my college games to know when I should have, maybe I should have took that to the hoop, or maybe I should have shot that shot. And, it's just a learning process for me, and I think I can come in and do that.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I do.
How long have you been dating?
About a year.
Bringing her to the draft?
No.
Not bringing her to the draft. How'd you win that one?
She might break up with you after that.
Yeah.
No, I got family. I can promise my grandma she could be there.
Good for you.
And, so I got too many people in my family that are going to come. So
I'll tell you my biggest fear for you, just because as a former point guard myself who played in the league for 12 years, but I'm always protective of point guards, and sometimes point guards come out too early, and that last year in school really would help them. I think Trey Burke's a good example of somebody that last year really helped him. And with you, part of me is thinking, is this too early? Is this a year too early for him? How do you feel about that?
I think that last year was a better year for me than this year, in terms of me just going against, like I said, Dion, Scoop, and Brandon every single day in practice and being competitive. Practice were competitive every day. There wasn't a day where, me and Dion didn't want to fight, or Scoop and Dion, or Scoop and Brandon. It was real competitive every single day, and that really helped me. And then this year, I just thought, it wasn't easy for me. I'm not going to sit here and say, it was easy for me going to the game. But, I felt that, I competed at certain times in a different level than a lot of people. So, I thought I was ready. Going in, I'm a competitor. I look at the guys that are going into the draft, and I'm like, well, it's almost as though, well, if they can go, then why can't I? I can compete with them any day of the week. So
I'm glad you brought up the aggression. So Dave Bing, Syracuse Hall of Famer, is my godfather. Derek Coleman is like my big brother.
Yeah.
And you guys obviously played against Michigan where I went to school. Derek Coleman was screaming at the TV, "Be aggressive, MCW. Go at them. Attack. They can't stop you." Your thoughts on people saying he needs to be more aggressive and assertive?
Yeah, it's probably true. I think at times I got caught up in the game, and a lot of it is at certain points of the game, like in the Michigan game, CJ was hot. He was killing. So coach would call a lot of plays for CJ. So we was running through our offense through CJ, and I think at the beginning of the game I should have been more assertive. Almost like the Indiana game. I got myself in a groove. I got going, and again, I'm learning every day. So that's something I still need to learn. So I think at the pro level I'll be able to learn that fast. So to be more assertive and to be more aggressive is something that I'm going to do.
What's the best piece of advice that Deion gave you after going through a full NBA season?
I haven't really talked to Deion too much. The last time I talked to him was the Final Four game. So, but he just told me that the league is a lot different. Be a lot more patient out there, and he said I played with you before. You can play at this level. So this was before when I was in between and making my decision.
Yeah.
All
right, let's look at some clips.
Syracuse, they have a two-guard front, looks like, on this play. Michael Carter-Williams, 6'7" point guard. Come on, big fella, come set the screen, CJ. Bang.
All right, that looked nice.
That's your money.
Yeah.
Playing pick and roll, whether it's a decision to drop pass or get it to the shooter, turn a corner, get into the paint, short jump shot, finish over the top. But the thing to work on, as you know, is to knock down that open jump shot.
And also how to use the screens too, right?
Yep.
Whether to actually use it, whether to fake and go the other way. That's the separation.
He did something on that play that most young guards don't do. He actually kept a good spacing between the baseline and the pick. He wanted the guy to come pick. He still was under control. So talk about what you saw on this play, because that was a big shot at that point in the game.
They kept going underneath the screen on me, and I knew.
They're begging you to shoot then.
Then you got to make them pay. So, I just called the screen over. Got good spacing, like you said, and then I seen him go underneath the screen. So, and then I pulled up for a jump shot, and I just stepped into it and shot it with confidence.
One of the things that makes him a good prospect, look at his size, his ability to pass over the top. Soft touch pass.
I think that's something that I was naturally blessed with. Get my teammates involved in finding the open man and making a defender commit to me, and then finding my open teammate.
Jalen knows that I judge all basketball players by would they be fun to play basketball with.
He'd be fun to play with, right?
Absolutely. Because you could play, you'd take 2 shots and your team wins, and you'll still enjoy that.
I'm good.
Yeah.
As long as we win.
What's this one?
Trish using the pin down action, kicks it to Mike Carter-Williams, up and under. Talk about just your ability to use your size and finish at the hoop. There are a lot of guards, as you know, they can get to the basket, but they can't finish.
Yeah.
So just talk about having a soft touch around the bucket.
It's something that I think every guard needs to have. Having a soft touch around the rim and finishing at the basket. Something that I try to do, and especially because I'm long, so use my length to finish at the hoop.
As he runs the clip, are you paying attention to who's in front of you right now? You see the shot blocker? You understand that you got to go to the opposite hand on that one?
Yeah, definitely. I knew he was going to try to. I was on the right side, and I knew he was going to try to block my shot, and he's a good shot blocker too. So, I had to use the left and get an angle at the rim so we couldn't block.
How often would you dunk over somebody like that? Are you one of those sneaky? Are you a sneaky dunker, or are you an open dunker?
Any chance I get. I think I'm a. I don't know. I like to dunk the ball if I get a clear lane at the rim. I try to. I missed a lot of dunks this year just because I was just trying to get a dunk or dunk on somebody. But I got a few also.
You guys' season really took off after the game in D.C. You scored 39 points. I was at the game. You get James back, and all of a sudden you guys hit your stride. Getting up and down in transition like that play was the key.
Yeah.
So talk about what you're thinking. The big get the outlet, you get the rebound. You should be a very good rebounding guard for your position.
Yeah.
And what are you processing at that point?
You know, just to get to the rim, you know, take straight angles, and, you know, if they cut me off, and then find the open teammate as long as my teammates just running the floor. And, you know, I think we were best at getting out on the break. That's when we excelled, when we played fast. And, you know, that's when I excel, getting the defensive rebound and then just pushing it. And, you know, that's something that makes the game a lot easier. You know, I'm sure you know that when you get the rebound and you just push the ball and you find the open teammates. And I think in the open floor, that's when I'm best.
You have a favorite NBA team?
I'm a Celtics fan.
Oh my goodness, you just got a fan right
God,
here.
I feel like I'm gonna pass out. This is so exciting. Since when?
He'll fit with your squad.
North of Boston. I was born in North of Boston, so I've always been a Celtics fan.
You were born in Lowell, right? Or
No,
like somewhere.
I was born in Hamilton.
Threes in the
Celtics fan.
pros.
Thank you for the job interview.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Appreciate
Good luck.
that. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Grantland channel. Check out these other clips and please subscribe. We don't really know what it means, but the people at YouTube told us it was important.